Welcome to the Powerlifting and Power Ballads podcast, where we bring you a weekly dose of powerlifting news, tips, and training advice with a touch of 80s rock ballads. This podcast is presented by Team Roar Powerlifting, your source of the most comprehensive coaching and meet day preparation. Here are your hosts, Josh Rohr and Laura Sturm.
Welcome to the show. This is episode 150.
150.
Whoa. Wow. It's like we've been doing this for a while. We should be better at this by now.
I was just going to say, we should be better by now.
Hey, before we get started, I have a question to ask you. See if you
Okay.
remember this, because this came up as a story the other day. So I think you were at the gym when this event happened, my gym, CrossFit Jones Creek, back when I owned it. And this was like 10 years ago. I had a birthday party at my gym.
Because
But something memorable happened. I think, yeah, it was like that. But it was
no.
That
I
was
jumped
when
the gun.
played that for you.
I tried to anticipate what your question was going to be, and I was wrong.
So it was at CrossFit Johns Creek, not CrossFit Chattahoochee, and it was about 10 years ago. And we had some kind of event, and there was something that got discovered in the men's urinal in the bathroom. Do you remember it? Something you wouldn't expect to see in a urinal.
I don't remember.
There was a turd in the urinal.
What? I was
you
never
coming to me going, "There's a turd in the urinal," and I was just like, "You're fucking with me."
I said, "Oh, that was the fake one. That was the fake turd."
No, it was real.
I don't remember that. I really don't remember that because I remember there was a fake turd that you started putting around places.
No, yeah, that did happen.
I don't remember that at all. But who took a shit in the urinal? I don't remember that for real. You sure it was me?
Take a shit. It wasn't you who took the shit. No.
Well, I know that. You sure it was me that said something about it though? Because I don't remember that.
Maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it wasn't. It could have been somebody else. And I just, for some reason, I thought it was you that said this because I just remember turning to the person going, "You're okay. That's funny. You're fucking with me." And no, there actually was a turd in the urinal. We had to clean it out. Things that happen as a gym owner.
That's nuts. I don't remember that at all. So I'm pretty sure that wasn't me, but I could be wrong.
The person who did it was actually a kid. And he was barely old enough. I don't even know how he got himself there. Like, urinals aren't like, a foot off the ground.
Barely old enough to shove his nose in it and say, "Look what you did."
He was 3 years old.
He was old enough for that. He's old enough for that.
And yeah, so he got up in the urinal and took shit in the urinal.
That's actually pretty dang impressive. I mean, when you start thinking about it, because one, how do you get up there? And two, I don't know, that alone. Yeah, why?
Right. It's not like there wasn't a regular, shitter.
Yeah, but he was probably less likely to fall into the urinal because it's smaller than the toilet. So maybe he made a calculated decision. I will shit in the urinal.
Show them. Oh, that's a great way to start the show, don't you think?
Yeah, that was pretty random. I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So now I have to figure out who that was if it wasn't you.
Yeah, it was definitely not me. I don't know who. I would remember that.
Yeah, I thought you would.
I would probably remember that because I probably would have went ballistic. It's not even my gym, but damn it, who?
Oh, yeah.
I want names.
Who did this? Well, now it's my quest to find out.
Yeah.
Who told me that? Because I bet you they remember.
I'm sure they remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something you don't forget. I forget a lot of things, but I am pretty sure I would not forget that. That seems like something I would remember.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it came up this weekend because we went to a bar mitzvah for the child who was the child who shat in the urinal 10 years ago. And
so he's 13.
They did a speech and they referred to the shitting in the urinal.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah, right.
That's
They
rough.
grew up so fast. I won't
That's
mention
not,
by name. That's a little too much.
yeah, that's
So,
not something that you even want to mention, like with all their friends, because that's a lot. I mean,
yeah.
they're
Well,
forever gonna remember this person as the person
parents,
that shit in the
they're
urinal.
so embarrassing. Yeah.
Yeah.
What parents do. So
But
anyway, what's going on in the powerlifting world?
well, got a few things. Raw Nationals is next week. So this will be our last episode for a couple weeks. We have 5 lifters competing from Team Roar. We have Katie Jones, Joe House, Olivia Valea, Cindy Yeager, and Alicia Webb.
Nice.
And they're all in a different session. So I don't have to
Hmm.
coach more than one person at a time, which is this is like the
Wow.
first time in a while that's happened. So it's kind of neat.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah, that's
but 2 of
good.
them made prime time. So Olivia and Lee are both lifting in prime time. Olivia will be Saturday night and Lee will be Sunday night. So that's cool.
Well, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Um, yeah. Speaking of Raw Nationals, I am taking equipment to set up a training hall. So not a warm up room, but a place where lifters and referees and coaches can go work out during the meet without interfering with the warm up room. So we're gonna set that up, and
Nice.
yeah, this should be pretty cool. Um, Basically just taking a couple racks, some plates, adjustable dumbbells, adjustable bench, and some bands and foam rollers, and stuff like that, and should be pretty cool.
And where is Raw Nationals this year? I feel
Memphis,
like I should know this.
Tennessee. Yeah, Memphis,
Oh,
Tennessee.
okay. So not a horrible drive.
No, it's not too
You?
far. And Dave Goodwin's riding with me down and back, so I got somebody to keep me company. So that's cool.
Oh, awake.
Yeah.
And in case you have a curb mishap or something, he's got
Yeah.
co-pilot.
Yeah. Can help change a flat tire or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
But
all handy.
yeah, so it'll be
Oh,
good.
good.
So we're driving down Tuesday, or over, I guess driving over would be the more appropriate. And then we got the senior national coaching courses all day Wednesday. So I'll be teaching that along with Paulie Steinman and Matt Gary. And then Thursday, excuse me, then Thursday morning is Katie Jones. And then Friday, I am not coaching at all, but I'm working the score table one of the sessions. And then Saturday morning is Joe House. Then I have a session off. Then Olivia's at night. And then I have Sunday morning off. Then I have Cindy on Sunday afternoon and Lee Sunday night. And then the NGB meeting Monday morning and like 9 to 5. And then stay in the night and then driving home Tuesday morning. So it's going to be a long 8 days.
Yeah, that's jam-packed.
Yeah. Should be fun though. Cool. I'm excited. There's also, they just announced the Open World Cup is happening June 29th through 30th in Albany, New York. So kind of like the Masters World Cup, except this is for the open division. So I haven't really heard any other details about it. But it was just announced the date and location, so I figured I'd mention it. And moving on to the Pro Series stuff, there has been a little bit of a change in schedule. The Virginia Pro was initially going to be the final meet for the Raw lifters, and it is no longer happening, but it is being replaced by the Apex Pro, which is going to be December 9th in Frederick, Maryland. So raw pro lifters, that will be your final event of the series. And on the bench only and equipped side, the Wisconsin Equipped Pro is for the equipped full power, but it's also for the raw and equipped bench only. So don't be confused by the name, Wisconsin Equipped Pro. That is for raw and equipped bench only as well. And that's November 5th in Wisconsin. So there has not been that many people signed up for either one of them yet, which is kind of alarming to me, in that I think that just means people don't realize the implications. So if you are a pro lifter, masters or open, those are the meets that you need to do to try to make it to the finals. So don't sleep on signing up for that. Even though there's not many people signed up, it will likely fill up, and it'll probably fill up quick once people see the snowball effect of people signing up, kind of like Raw Nationals. Went from like 700 lifters to like 1,000 in like a day when people started signing up, and it was announced that there was going to be a cap. So anyway, get signed up for those. Yeah. Or don't not get in. I mean, that's your other option, but don't complain when you don't
and if
make
you
it to the
don't know
finals.
the implications, then listen to the prior episodes.
Yeah. Or go to the
you
Pro
discuss
Series
those
website, because everything's pretty much laid out in the Pro Series website, pro.usapowerlifting.com. It's all straightforward. So do that.
People don't read. They don't like having to do the work.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm one of them. I mean,
yeah, same.
I get it.
Actually, that's not even true. I like reading all the details. I'm the guy. I'm the guy that like says he doesn't like to read all that stuff, but I'm always digging around looking for like all the information just because I like to know things.
And getting into the minutia of things.
Yeah.
We know you.
Yeah. So anyway, the
what if scenarios. What if this happens and this happens? Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, those are fun.
Geek.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. That was my Urkel impression. Ooh, I wonder how many people know that reference. I bet our listeners do, because we probably have some older listeners, but most people probably don't know who Steve Urkel is.
Well,
do you know who Steve Urkel is?
I didn't realize his first name was Steve. I knew who Urkel was, so yeah.
Okay, well, that's fair.
He's got the glasses.
Stephen Q. Urkel. I don't know what the
Q
stands for. Yeah.
Wow.
That was his middle initial. Anyway, so we have we're kind of bringing back the new lifter tip a little bit. New lifter tip: get your rack heights in the same gear that you're going to wear on the platform. So as an example, if you get your squat rack height wearing flip-flops and then you squat with a 1-inch heel, that's going to probably be a different height than you actually need. So make sure you're checking your rack heights with the appropriate gear on. It gets pretty straightforward, but I see a lot of people doing that and then wondering why their rack height doesn't seem right. Could be
right, or just rolling up in your, your sneakers that you just happen to be wearing off the street and walking in, and not gonna be the same.
Or if you're Judge Green and you show up in your full suit and get your rack heights wearing a full suit and tie and jacket and everything, I mean, you could do that too.
But did he have his like judge robe on?
No, he just had like a shirt and tie, like full suit. Like, yeah, I think he might have had jeans on, but he was wearing like a shirt, tie, and jacket when he got his rack heights, because he came straight from work.
But did he have his lifting shoes on?
No, he did not. But he was wearing his suit, suit and tie. So like, he can do what he wants. He's better than us.
Truthfully, yes.
Oh man. So fun band facts.
Yes.
What band do you want to talk about?
I think we should talk about Foreigner. And the reason I was thinking about that is because I remember that you went to the Foreigner concert recently, and I never heard how it was.
Oh man, we never talked about this? No. Yeah, so yeah, it was Loverboy opened for Foreigner. It was a great show. And Amy Pancake went, and so did Dale. It was a good time.
Nice.
But the concert was awesome. Like Loverboy, it was mostly original members, and these guys are in their 70s. They have to be in their 70s, and they were still like getting it. And then Foreigner.
Yeah, but Mike Reno, the lead singer of Loverboy.
Yeah.
I was growing up, I was alive when that was going on. And he was hot. And he wore his red leather pants and his headband and stuff, and he was hot. And then I was Googling Loverboy, and I was like,
Yeah, he's what you would imagine he looks like now as a 70-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Girl from my
sorry,
dreams.
sorry. I was gonna say sorry your image of him is shattered, but his
I bet he
vocals
still
haven't
sounded great.
changed. Oh, he sounded awesome. Like the only thing I noticed was like some of which actually is most concerts, some of the like extended vocals, like they take a word out or whatever to basically catch your breath. So he did that a few times, but that's pretty much any band performing live does that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I thought they were awesome. And I almost got in a fight there before the concert even started. There was a guy walking by, like going to get a beer or something like that. And he's like, I don't know who he was talking to, but all I hear was, well, that's because Loverboy sucks. And I go, what did you say? And he kept walking. So we didn't really almost get in a fight, but
But you
I,
were
I
ready to duke it out.
but I strongly disagreed with that statement. So
Wow.
yeah. I mean, that's not something you just walk through a crowd and say at their concert.
No,
Like
no,
you
no,
you
no.
should expect to have some pushback on that. Like read the room, man.
Right. Yeah. They were
So,
kind of on my bucket list of bands to see, but
oh, you've
I
never
was
seen them?
no.
Oh man. Oh, and you were out of
Uh,
town or something. That's why you didn't come.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a great show. Like it really was a great show. I mean, Foreigner was still better to me, but Loverboy, like I'd go see them again if they're the only act. Act? Is that's not really what you
Yeah.
call a
Yeah.
band, is it? Is it? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah,
It works.
whatever.
So how was Foreigner? Tell me about Foreigner.
Foreigner was great. I was a little disappointed though because um last time I saw him, like Mick Jones was the only remaining original member, and Mick Jones was not there. So I don't know what happened. So there was basically no original members playing, but they were still very good.
Hmm. Do they sound like Foreigner?
They do. So the lead singer,
Okay.
Kelly, I can't remember his last name. He sounds just like Lou Graham, like at least
Huh.
very
Okay.
close. Kind of like Journey, like their replacement lead singer sounds a lot like
Mm,
Steve Perry. This guy, Kelly, I'm drawing a blank on his last name, but he sounds just like Lou Graham. So that's good.
mm,
But it's funny because he when so he said that this is their basically farewell. It's not called farewell tour. It's like their end of the line tour, something. He's like, yeah, because we're not going to be one of those bands that sticks around and keeps playing until we suck. He's like, I'm in my 50s, and I'm thinking, you just are following up a band that is in their 70s and they still sound good. So I don't know if they take that as
right.
offensive or not, but all right.
Yeah, and like it's not like 50s is old.
Yeah, right.
Just
Like,
saying.
but they still sounded good, and like I said, um, Loverboy sounded good. But yeah, they played all the hits. They actually played a couple new songs, and I don't know how new they are, but I never heard them before, and they were pretty good. I can't remember the names of them either,
Hmm,
but they were pretty good. So pretty happy
nice.
about that. All right, let's go to Chat GPT. Let's have some fun foreigner facts.
Fun
All
Foreigner
right,
facts. A band that Josh said was his favorite band of all times, even though most of the songs were produced before you were born.
they're still my favorite band of all time currently.
That's okay. I can
All
still
right,
be your favorite band. It's not wrong.
it's not wrong. All right, so they were formed in 1976 by uh, British musician Mick Jones and American vocalist Lou Graham. Their debut album was their self-titled album Foreigner. It was released in 1977, and it has the following hits: "Feels Like the First Time" and "Cold as Ice." "Cold as Ice" I've
Mm.
never really gotten into. I know that's one of their big hit songs and popular, but like that's probably one of my least favorite Foreigner songs. And it's still a good song, so do the
Hmm.
math on that. They're also known for their chart topping singles, including "I Want to Know What Love Is" from Josh's Power Ballads, "Waiting for a Girl Like You," "Double Vision," "Urgent," and "Hot Blooded." So I have a funny urgent story. When I was at Junior Worlds in Bulgaria in 2006, a bunch of us after we lifted went basically out to I guess it was a club. But we on the way there was like 4 or 5 of us piled in the back of a taxi cab, and Foreigner Urgent was playing, and I'm like, oh, this song, I love this song. So I asked the driver to crank it up. So he like blasted it, and I don't remember who all was with us, but I remember Jenna Farrick was with us. She was one of the lifters. She was from LSU at the time. And it's funny because even now, like years later, like her and I, we were friends back then, but like we really past collegiates, we didn't really stay in touch that much. But every now and then she'll still send me a text like, hey, you'll never guess what song's on the radio right now. Urgent.
So she still associates that song with you.
So she still associates that song with me. So um at the concert when they were playing Urgent, I took a video of it like from the side, like with it in the background and my face in it singing, and sent it to her, and she just wrote back like, that's awesome or something like that. So it's kind of funny. That's like our that's my Urgent story.
Nice.
Let's see. Other fun facts. Oh, I didn't know this. So Lou Graham left the band in the early 2000s, but later rejoined for a period of time before leaving again. He was the lead singer. For Foreigner's 40th anniversary in 2017, they went on a special tour featuring former members and the current lineup. So that would have been kind of cool to see. I'm trying to remember when I saw them last. Like I saw them recently, but I guess it would have been probably like 2009, 10 ish, maybe. So it would have been before that. That would have been cool to see them with all the.
That you went to see them while we were training at CrossFit Chattahoochee.
Okay, so that would have been.
I remember looking at going to you, but then I was just like, the original lineup.
No. So when did you? So that might have been the second time I saw them. So I've seen them 3 times now. So that would have been 20. When did you get Chattahoochee?
2013 to 2018.
Okay.
Ish.
Well, it must have been between 2013 and 2017 because they didn't have the original members there when I went. So, ooh, here's a sad fun fact. Grammy nominations. Despite their commercial success, Foreigner has received only 1 Grammy nomination to date, which was for their hit song "I Want to Know What Love Is," in the category of Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocal in 1985. So it doesn't say they won. So my assumption is they did not win. They just were nominated only once. So that's my sad fact.
Wow. Kind of surprising, actually.
Yeah, it is kind of surprising.
I mean, were they inducted to any Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Because if they weren't, then that was a big miss too.
So it says, as of my last knowledge update in September 2021, Foreigner was not inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So ChatGPT wasn't around in September 2021. What is this thing talking about?
So the thing with ChatGPT is that all of the information from the internet that it had been fed for knowledge stops in 2021. So if you ask it anything that happened after 2021, it doesn't know it.
Why? That doesn't even make sense.
I guess they need to update it, but that is a true thing.
Well, let's ask it. Why do you only know things until 2021? I apologize for any confusion. My knowledge is based on the information available up to my last training data in September 2021. I do not have access to real-time information or events that occurred later or events that occurred after that date. My purpose is to provide information and answer questions to the best of my knowledge. based on the data available up to that point. That's crazy to me. I don't understand that.
I know it's kind of strange because it's almost 2024. You would think it
Yeah.
would be, yeah. But hey, what's changed in a couple of years? Nothing. It made
Yeah,
it
I
through
guess.
COVID.
Yeah. That's so
You can
weird.
ask it all sorts of COVID things, but yeah, it's kind of strange.
That is weird.
So at the company I work for, we're starting to use AI in my job, and they took a like chatbot GPT model and they bought it and they're feeding it our company's information so that it's just like, because I can't go out on the internet and search things about my company and use that, but I can use my internal site. So I have it like starting to write things for me. It's amazing.
Nice.
I'm so happy.
I like
Tediousness
it.
going down.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Did I reference the Chad video where he talks about AI?
Yeah, and you were supposed to send it to me, but you never did.
I sent you a Chad video, but I didn't send you the right one. I found it.
Oh.
So
I didn't even see the one. I didn't even see the one you sent me. How did you send it to me?
Read your texts.
I didn't get a text from you.
Oh, well, I will send it to you again so you can post the link for our listeners, because it's some funny shit. This guy, Chad Kroger, from California.
California.
Yeah, and he talks like a super dude, and he actually goes in front of City Hall and presents ideas that are just a riot. They're obviously a joke, but he is really presenting it to them, and they give him time to do it and gets his videos recorded.
Nice.
It's great. I applaud.
Yes.
Wasting City Hall's time.
Sounds
Sounds like something Ron Swanson.
Ron Swanson. I was just going to say that.
Yeah, Ron Swanson would approve.
Yep. I love it.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool. Well,
right,
that's
Josh,
all I have.
I think it was a pretty good episode too. We weren't like complete hacks. Weird.
It was pretty good. Self-assessment. It was pretty good.
It was all right.
Yeah.
We'll fuck it up next time.
Yeah. Maybe we did this time, but we think it's great. So deal with it.
Yeah. Cool.
Till next time. Later.
Bye now.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode of the Powerlifting and Power Ballads podcast, please remember to subscribe and share it with your friends.